I have been playing a lot of Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and I have decided that I don't want to review it. This isn't an easy video to make. In fact, it's probably going to be one of the hardest not review videos I've ever tried to make. But I have had so many people message me saying, hey, I don't want to buy this game until you've talked about it. I want to know if it's worth buying. Please talk about this game. I've had tweets, YouTube comments. I even mentioned in a video that I was going to talk about it, and people have been going back to that video and commenting, hey, when are you going to talk about it? The reason why I don't want to talk about it is because I think it's a good game, but I'm not really enjoying it. And I want to try and talk about that and explain my reasons why. But another reason why I don't want to review the game is because a game like this, a huge RPG like this, you really have to finish it or at least get halfway through before you can talk about it and really appreciate the scope of the game. And I don't think I'm gonna even get halfway through the game because I'm not enjoying it. You can't play an RPG for 10 to 15 hours and review it. You gotta put at least 30, 40, 50 in, and it's something that I'm just not prepared to do on this game. Okay, I'm stalling because I don't want to talk about the things that I don't like because I don't necessarily want to get hated on, but let's just dive into it. I do not enjoy the combat. I don't. And I'm not saying that it's bad combat because so many people are praising it. So many people are going crazy gaga for it and think it's the best thing since sliced bread. But for me, I just think it's really slow and boring. And I know you unlock more blades and more abilities because I've been doing that, but every time I unlock something that I think is going to add to the combat and add to what it is I'm doing every time I get into a battle, it just adds another button I need to wait for. The combat is all auto attacks. So you walk up to a battle, you press A to start it, and you auto attack. And then you build up your arts over time. And how you use an art is you press a single button that's mapped to that art. So as soon as you start a battle, you do nothing right away. You just kind of wait for a little bit. And after about 10, 15 seconds, you get to press a button. And then you press that button, and then if you time it right, you'll charge up your special. And you essentially just do that over and over. There is a ton of things you have to think about around that, like element effects, and then working with your party and your team to time everything right. And I get that there's a lot that goes into it, but essentially, at the base of it all, you are waiting and auto-attacking. And I have found that through my playthrough in the 10, 15 hours that I've played, is that while you're just going along these missions, except for in the boss battles, if you really wanted to, you could just let it auto-attack and it would be fine. You don't have to worry about the arts, you don't have to worry about the specials. Your auto attacks and the other characters' auto attacks and whatever the heck they're doing will beat the enemies for you. In fact, when I walked into the Titan battleship about 7 or 8 hours into the game, I remember there was one room I walked in with about 7, 8 enemies in there, these NPC characters, and I put my controller down to try and see if I could prove a point, and I beat all the characters. And yes, I could have sat there and pressed the buttons myself and done it, but I didn't need to. I'm going back to this point to prove a point. So at this point, I'm a few levels higher than I was before when I first beat all these guys without touching the controller. So it took a little longer last time. They're actually dropping a lot quicker than I thought they would, going back and redoing this part where I'm recording it. So at this point, there's like 2 or 3 left. I think I've been in the room for like a minute. But it was the fact that my first walkthrough, and on the main story that I was playing, I could put my controller down like I am right now and have the game play itself. I know that's like a thing, and sure, like I could press a button right now and it would do like an extra thing. Wow, that was really weird timing that the battle ended when I did that. But it's like, I don't need to. And for me, that's not engaging. And I know I'm upsetting so many people right now. It's one of them things where you have those friends, right? That you have games that you love, you adore, like your Final Fantasies or your... for me, it's the Walking Dead Telltale game. That's one of my favorite games of all time, but sometimes it's so hard convincing people to even try it, let alone to enjoy it. And it blows my mind that they don't love the gameplay, that they don't love the story, that they don't fall in love with the game and they just don't like it. And I know that that's infuriating, so I feel bad for the people that are watching this right now, but I feel like I need to air my grievances. So even the combat at what is probably considered its best is still just not my cup of tea. I'm not gonna sit here and say it's boring because so many people, and I know I have said that, so let me retract on it, because so many people enjoy it and love it. and find it engaging. I even made a Twitter poll to see if it was just me, and most of the votes, about 40-50% of the votes, went to fun and engaging. The other votes either went to not fun at all and boring, or it needed some tweaking. And I think ultimately, looking at it and taking myself and what I need from a game out, putting myself in the shoes of someone that would enjoy a game like that, I do agree that it would still need some tweaking. I don't think that it's there at 100%, this is what this gameplay needs to be. I still feel like it's lacking something, but maybe that's just me. Let's talk about something I like about the game. Let's intersperse something I like about it, and that's, I love the way it looks. I think it looks awesome. It reminds me of Final Fantasy IX, just kind of the graphical style of it, something like Breath of the Wild, but there's so much more going on, and I do feel like the world feels more alive than Breath of the Wild. Obviously a lot more creatures in the world that you can go and interact with and destroy and kill. The towns seem more in-depth, more built, there's more shops, there's a lot of more in the game. Okay, next thing I didn't like about it is the voice acting is killing me.
I can tell an awesome feat of engineering when I see one.
You don't close your mouth, soon you're gonna swallow a fly.
I wasn't, honest. I was just rubbing the lotion in.
You can download a Japanese patch, and so many people have been recommending this to me because it's a common complaint. Download the Japanese voice pack and change the voices over to Japanese so you don't need to put up with it. And I'm sorry again if you like it, but I can't stand the voice acting. There's maybe 2 or 3 characters that sound pretty alright. I think Jin sounds pretty cool. But as far as that terrible British accent goes, I just can't stand it. And then it goes beyond the voice acting too. It also goes into the NPCs. Again, when you're battling, especially those damn human NPCs in the battleship, they have 2 voice clips. And as much as they're annoying me, I can't remember one right now, but one was, "Don't forget me! Don't forget me! Don't forget me!" And it's like that, literally like that again and again and again and again. I actually had to go into the settings and turn off in-game voice.
Think you can take me, don't forget me.
So the voice acting isn't great, but I can look past it, plus you can change it to Japanese, so that's not a deal breaker to me the same way that the gameplay is, but it definitely wasn't something, I was hoping to get engaged in a story that I felt like wasn't there. The story is a really surface level story, it's really basic, it's fine for what it is, but I would be way more engaged in a basic story if the characters were engaging, if the characters were likable. And while I like Pyro a lot, I just don't like most of the other cast. You know, I never intended to get this in depth with the video. I really wanted to keep it really minimal. I was thinking like a 4 to 5 minute video because I didn't want to review it, but here I am. And again, I feel like I've just been destroying the game, and I'm not trying to. There's a lot that I like about it. There was a lot that kept me playing initially. Essentially, all it boils down to is the combat. I can crap on a bunch of other stuff I don't like. I can mention a bunch of other stuff that I do like the exploration I like a lot, but the combat just isn't there for me. And it's not just the basic combat elements either that I find to be kind of droll. It's also the fact that even if, when I was level like 12 to 15 and I walked out into the field, one of 2 things would happen. One, a level 80 bazillion would decide to come running at me from the other end of the field and one hit me and send me back to wherever I started, which I gotta tell you is annoying, especially when at the point I'm at now in the game, I'm lost because the waypoint system sucks. Almost everyone I've talked to has gotten lost at some point, gotten confused at some point, doesn't know what direction they're supposed to head in. I'm completely lost at this point of the game. The waypoint is pointing through a wall and I keep trying to find a way around, and every time I try and go to one spot or this spot, and level 80 bazillion will run up and one hit me and send me back, and I gotta wait for a loading screen, and then I try again and that same thing will hit me, or I'll get into another battle, and it's just, I just want to find where I'm going, and the waypoint system just doesn't help me there.
I would love to feel like maybe this is just a mechanic. Maybe you're supposed to do this on your own and they don't want to handhold you and point you exactly where you're supposed to find whatever it is that I need right now. I would love to think that, but every quest I switch to, no matter which quest it is right now, like I switched to this one, which I'm almost certain I finished, and there's no waypoint for it. This is the main quest, by the way. The main one I'm supposed to be doing. This is the one I was just on. No waypoint. And I've managed to get a few waypoints to work on certain ones. This one's one I haven't done yet. there's still nothing. And I've tried resetting, I've tried turning it off and on again. Okay, I hate that guy. I don't know. Maybe I'm just dumb. But this is why I'm kind of over it.
And the other thing that happens with the combat, so 1, the level 80 bazillion hits you. 2, you'll get into just some combat, you'll be level 15, you'll walk up to a level 9, and you would think this will be an easy battle, right? Well, it technically is, because that level 9 will not do no damage to you whatsoever. It won't even be able to, it'll be like a fly flicking you in the nose. You will do damage to it, but it will have a bazillion health. So it'll take you like 10 to 20 minutes, that's over exaggerating, but a long time to take down one enemy that's so low level that will give you like no experience. So there's almost no point. And sometimes in a game like this, all I want to do is run out in that lovely looking field with a ton of creatures and enemies and monsters, and I just want to kill some stuff. But you know how much I don't want to kill anything when all it is me running up and auto attacking something for 10 minutes. Again, I will say that I'm not that far into the game, and that was going to be my main point as to why I didn't want to review it, because I'm only 15-ish hours in, and a game like this, you need to be way further in to review a game. Maybe 40 hours in, everything all comes together and it becomes amazing and the gameplay is so engaging, it's beyond human recognition. But for me, if I'm 15 hours into a game and I'm still not enjoying it and the combat is still slow because I haven't unlocked everything that I was supposed to unlock, and I'm still getting pop-ups in every single battle I fight, trying to teach me about some new mechanic that I'm probably going to forget about immediately because there's 100 things I'm supposed to learn, then maybe the game's just not for me. Because I start thinking, in this time, I could have finished like 2 other games, or at least one lengthy game. If 15 hours is enough time to finish a game, and I'm here still trying to learn a battle system that I haven't really been enjoying since the start. I don't necessarily want to be playing a game that I need to be 40 hours in before everything starts gelling and making sense, when I really haven't enjoyed the first 40 hours. And so I didn't want to review the game because I wasn't willing to get far enough in to review the game. So I guess take this video with a pinch of salt in regards to it's someone who just didn't enjoy the start, so isn't willing to get further in. It's not a review, it's someone that couldn't stomach the start of the game. Does that mean that it's a bad game? No, not at all. In fact, I know I'm in the minority here, which is why I don't want to turn anyone off of trying the game at least. I don't want to affect a sale either way, essentially, is what I wanted to try and do with this video, and I feel like I outweighed it without meaning to. I don't want to make someone go out and buy it and then hate it like, no, I don't hate it, but not like it like me, but I also don't want to put someone off of playing it because I know I'm in the minority. This game has 80, 90 on Metacritic. It's rated really high. People are loving it, enjoying it left, right, and center. I'm surrounded by people that like it. I'm also surrounded by a lot of people that share my opinions, but it's definitely way outnumbered. I know a lot of people come to this channel for advice. They come to what eShop games are worth it, which games should I buy, and people buy Switches just because I say that you should, or buy games just because you say I should, or avoid games like WWE because I say that you should. But I'm not telling you to do anything. I don't want to taint this game for anyone because so many people, as I said, love it, and I can see its merits. I don't regret playing this. I'm happy I gave it a chance, and there was definitely a lot I enjoyed about it. But I think for now, I'm just going to keep it on the shelf for a little bit so I can concentrate on this huge backlog of games that I've been building up. That's just my problem, and it shouldn't be yours. I hope you guys understood what I was trying to do in this video. At this point, I don't even know what I was trying to do in this video. I hope you like it anyway. I hope you leave a comment and subscribe. Again, just don't take offense. Don't be mad. You can be a little mad. Just don't go anywhere. Just please keep watching and stay. Hey, it's fine. It's gonna be okay. I've seen people make videos about this, like Eric, just trying to express why he didn't like the game and he got demolished. So I expect it to happen regardless. I hope I did a better job than Eric. Kind of been hard. It's Eric. I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm just gonna go before I make it any worse.